Hi, welcome to a video of my flea market finds for Saturday, June 13th, 2026. It was a fun, busy day at the outdoor flea market. I spent over 5 hours and 75 minutes. What am I saying? 45 minutes. Almost 6 hours. My friend Coffee was there, a whole bunch of nice people. First purchase I made was a small box of records. Some very common run-of-the-mill French records, mostly clean $1. Well, I got 2 for my chiropractor. Pitula Clark, Pitula 65. I wish I would have been all in French, but there's 2 big hits. Viens avec moi, and dans le temps, il y a 2 hits en français. Dans le temps, il viens avec moi. Que fais-tu là, Pitula, c'est pas méchant non plus. Mais une chanson en anglais, il y a une chanson en italien, une chanson en allemand, une chanson en espagnol, on s'en serait pas aussi, en tout cas. Un enfant de Jacques Brel. Mais il était tellement propre le vinyle, là. Puis, un autre disque que mon Kiro voulait, il voulait au moins un disque d'Edith Piaf. Puis je cherchais une compile qui avait des hits, puis c'est exactement ça que j'ai trouvé. Ok, c'était écrit en anglais, mais toutes les chansons sont en français. Et il y a les 3 cloches, La vie en rose, Milord, C'est en beau, La Goualante du pauvre Jean, c'est des hits. Mon manège à moi, L'île à l'amour, Sacrifice, Non, je ne regrette rien, sac. Ils sont pas mal tous dessus. Si c'était pas qu'il était en duophonique, il le garderait pour moi. Moi, duophonique, je suis pas capable, là. Mais sur son gros meuble stéréo, ça paraîtra pas. Il n'y a pas de scratch, super propre. $1 chaque, $1 each, 2 records for my chiropractor. Then I won't go into the details. It's a little bit too long to explain. But I got first pick, for some rare records a seller had. And he asked me my help to evaluate the record. So I was stuck in a weird position where I wanted to get one of the records, and I was too honest to cheat him on that one. So I had to tell him how much he should get for it, and then I asked him if I could get it for that price. So I would say the record is VG or VG plus. There's no real scratches or some traces on the plastic platter, traces on the record, a few little little popcorn here and there, but I can't find any visual big scratches. The cover has a little bit of wear, split here, not a split but an ungluing here. I have to be careful not to show my upcoming finds. Anyway, I told him he shouldn't get less than $20 for it, so I offered him $20. But he had the solo records. He had 2 of them. He had Gene and Paul, and they were much cleaner. And those as well said nothing under $20. Like we can't ask internet prices at the outdoor flea market, but so those I didn't want enough to myself to try to get. So I let him. So he had a bunch of Beatles, but nothing too rare, like the red and blue compilations on Capitol. I forgot what other. A Hard Day's Night, Canadian. United Artists red label, but a lot of scuffs on it. I don't remember how much he got for it because I saw him sell them, but I helped him a lot not get ripped off. He had also a case. I got him $20 for that. He had a little case of 45s. I went through them with some scratchy stuff. Well, I got 5. One was beat up, so I offered $4 for the 5. He said yes. What are they? En français, 2 in French. Les millionnaires, Un soir de pluie et encore, j'étais pas capable de savoir si je l'avais ou pas, je m'en rappelle pas, mais il est assez magané. Je l'ai pas fait jouer encore parce que je voulais pas le mettre sur ma bonne table, mais ça risque d'aller sur cette affaire-là, Victor Home Apollo. Mais ils sont pas faciles à trouver, les 10 des millionnaires. Ici, j'ai tous les bateaux, tous les oiseaux de Michel Polnareff. Avec 3, viens avec moi. C'est assez propre. Ouais, il est pas mal propre, je dirais. Il joue assez bien. Lui, je l'ai testé. And 3 in English here. It's a man's world by James Brown. The other side is it yes or is it no? Let's say VG, plays pretty good. Remy, Diane engraved their names on the label. But I wanted a relatively clean Diana Ross and the Supremes. Someday we'll be together, and he's my sunny boy. And All I Need by the Temptations with Sorry Is a Sorry Word. So I got those. And then he had something pretty cool, but I wanted to make sure it wasn't too noisy, so I went back to my car, got my lithium battery. I don't know how it works, so I keep trying to turn it on, and eventually it turns on, but I have no idea how I get it going, but it's annoying. I have to look. It didn't come with instructions. Anyway, got it working. Well, plugged it, and I got this. I didn't negotiate. I gave him his $20. It says Instagram, Bristol, Connecticut, USA, and it's a little regular noise, but nothing too loud. And it's going into my kitchen. I love it. My goodness, I love it. $20. Very clean, no scratches. My goodness. Yeah, the more I look at it, the more I'm happy. I can't wait to see it on the wall in the kitchen. And next purchase was a guy had a box of dog toys, squeaky toys, and I said, "Is that?" And then I looked at it, and yes, it is. It's a, I don't know. It was kind of, it should be like this, but it's all like squished. This is Cubitus, a comic book character. I have a few Cubitus books by Dupas. He's a big fat dog. Some 50 cents. I couldn't resist. And wait, I have to be careful not to skip one item that is not on the table anymore, and I'll explain why in a moment. Where's the little paper? Where's the little paper? There it is. I gotta make sure I don't skip it. Cubitus. Yeah. Then I got from a seller a book in pretty rough shape. I will show you an image of that book, but it's not the actual book. It's Gottlieb Ra Lovely Tome 2. Comics from the magazine. Well, it's Gottlieb. I've mentioned him recently, and these days are grown-ups images, so I won't show you what the gags are. And it was in pretty rough shape. It was $1. I was glad to get it for $1. Put it in my bag. To be continued. Then at another table, some guy had a whole bunch of safety pins. Those are hard to find. I wanted some to sometimes to attach two pieces of cloth together, not diapers, but, and he was selling like a dozen of them for $1. I should have bought more just because they're so scarce. And I needed them. I don't remember for what exactly, but I know I needed. Sometimes I need one. Now I have a whole dozen. My dad already asked me for one. After the photo inventory, I will give him one. So that was just $1 or something hard to find. Somebody else had a whole bunch of bags of really common records at $1 each, and I got this Jodassin album. J'ai pris cet album-là de Jodassin que j'ai déjà au moins 2 fois. Pour donner à mon Kiro, il y a 2 succès dessus. Ici tu n'existais pas, puis ça va pas changer le monde. Fait que ça c'est pour mon Kiro. Ça, il va y donner ça avec Edith Piaf puis Clark. So that was $1. Another record for my chiropractor. I already have this a couple of times. I'm a big Jodassin collector. And then some guy, another seller, had 3 Gottlieb books. So the one you just saw, this is the actual book, much cleaner. It's a little bit later edition than the broken down one. I didn't have a code bar, but it was in rough shape. So Ra Lovely Tome 2, Gottlieb Ra Lovely Tome 3, et ici on a Gottlieb Pervers Pépère. I'm not going to open it. At first he wanted $10 each. I don't want to go into the detail of a negotiation and he started saying you won't find them for very cheap. And I showed him my $1 copy, although a bit much more rougher, of I Love You Some Tune that I bought for $1. And then he said they would make those two for $15. I said I thought I offered it something else. How about I take all three, because I had a price in mind, $6, $18 for all three, and he said yes. So perfect. So it went down from $30 that it would have cost for 3 times $10 down to $18. A pretty good deal. So, and I rarely get to buy anything from him because he usually brings records and they're usually overpriced for my taste. It's been a couple of years since I bought a record from him. He's nice, but his records are a bit pricey. Let me see. I know he's not going to watch this video. And then after that, I was with Coffee, my friend Coffee, and because he saw me get that rough book for $1 and my rough copy, so I turned around and I gave him my book for free. Of course, didn't need it anymore. So after the 3 books, 2 record dealers were sharing a spot, so I went to the first one that had the stuff. Coffee bought a whole lot of records. I only got one vinyl record. It was Look at Me, The Moments, with Girls on Stang. I couldn't believe it. Finally, I've been looking for this, like a clean, unscratched copy for a reasonable price, and it was $10. And I got 3 CDs, $2 each. Pierre Perpal, Mes Grands Succès volume 1, 1957-1982. Je l'ai écouté presque au complet aujourd'hui. J'ai programmé mon lecteur de CD pour faire jouer les chansons en notes chronologiques, par exemple. Puis, this one, Jeff Healey and the Jazz Wizards. It's Tight Like That with special guest Chris Barber. I got this just because I did record a few shows on CBC in the 1990s. Jeff Healey's My Kind of Jazz. He's the one who made me discover the song Tear It Down by Clyde McCoy, the mid-30s version on Decca, which I had found a few months later for 25 cents in a whole bunch of 78s. Like, I almost cried when I found it. I couldn't believe it so soon after discovering that great song. Anyway, I played it and not my thing. It's a little bit too Dixieland. I don't like listening to 30s and 20s, 30s, 40s music, but played recent, like in stereo and high fidelity recently. It has to sound like it's been recorded back then. It's kind of weird for me. And then a CD of Supermax, Don't Stop the Music, German CD, released in 1993. And I'm not sure if I have that one on vinyl or the cover is different. But I have a vinyl record of Supermax. I'm wondering if this is an actual... Anyway, so it should have come to 16, and he gave them to me for 15. So that comes to this album, instead of $10, it comes to $9.37, let's say, and the CDs come down to, I can't read myself, $1.88 each. And then I went to the right next to him, the other seller. I'm not his best client. Often I don't buy anything, or I buy a record and I get screwed. This time I got in his $5 box. I have to finish the story. The first box I checked with the second seller, he had $10 records and $5 records, and he had a bunch of various prices. In his $10 box, the first one I checked, boom, another copy of this. So, oh no, the same. His cover was better, but the vinyl record was not as nice as the one I had just bought. Coffee, who when he saw the first copy I bought, said that he already had it. He decided to get a spare copy, so he took the other one, and he got more records. He got a deal, etc., etc. But all I found was this, and this seller goes to the United States often for record shows and stuff. So it's Paul Simon One Trick Pony, which I don't have. I don't think I hope I don't have it. It still has a shrink wrap. I don't know if it's a gatefold. Is it a gatefold or just a thick cover? Oh, it's not a gatefold at all. It's just a thick cover. But it's the inner sleeve is actually thick cardboard. So One Trick Pony, but it's a US pressing because he got this in the States, obviously, and it's in great shape. I've tested it, and yeah, I'm really glad I got this for $5. So then, last thing that happened, because while I was checking records, I've asked Coffee for something I wanted to do. He said sure. So after we left the table, I've asked him if for $2 I could upgrade my sleeve. So he didn't care. My sleeve had a little bit more dents, and here somebody had pulled, and there's a little bit of rips here, a little bit of wear in the corner. But my vinyl, which is the vinyl that's inside, that's the vinyl I bought. Oops, the paper is flipped. I took the price tag of 10 VG++ that was on the cover, because I swapped covers with him. And so I left him my cover, and I peeled off the price, and I kept it here. And he gave me his cover, obviously, and so I have this record. It comes to $12 for me. Well, not actually $12, but $11.37 if I want to be artistic about it. I can't believe it. I finally have this record, because a 45 of Girls is very common. I have like 4 or 5 copies. I don't know how many I have. But to finally have this tiny LP, and I've checked and it plays well, and so I can't wait to play the whole thing. Yay! So that's my favorite find of the day. So thanks for watching.